Cocculus, Allen's keynote. Cocculus indicus, family Menispermaceae, spelling Menispermaceae. For women and children with light hair and eyes who suffer severely during menstruation and pregnancy, unmarried and childless women. Adopted to bookworms, sensitive, romantic girls with irregular menstruation, wrecks, onanists, and persons debilitated by sexual excesses. Nausea or vomiting from riding in carriage, boat, or railroad car, or even looking at a boat in motion, seasickness, car sickness. Headache in nape and occiput, extending to the spine as if tightly bound by cord, with nausea as if at sea at each menstrual period, aggravation lying on back of head. Sick headache from carriage, boat, or train riding, diseases peculiar to drunkards. Loss of appetite with metallic taste. Time passes too quickly. Great lassitude of the whole body. It requires exertion to stand firmly. Feels too weak to talk loudly. Bad effects from loss of sleep, mental excitement, and night watching. Feel weak if they lose but 1 hour's sleep. Convulsions after loss of sleep, of anger and grief. Trembling of arms and legs from excitement, exertion of pain. Vertigo, as if intoxicated upon rising in bed or by motion of the carriage. Sensation in abdomen of cutting and rubbing on every movement, as of sharp stones, of hollowness in head and other parts. During the effort to menstruate, she is so weak she is scarcely able to stand from weakness of lower limbs after each period of hemorrhoids. Leukorrhea in place of menses or between periods, like the washings of meat, like serum, ichorous, bloody during pregnancy. Cannot bear contradiction, easily offended, every trifle makes him angry, speaks hastily. When fever assumes a slow, sneaking, nervous form, with vertigo, with deposition to anger. Relations. Compare Ignatia and Nux in chorea and paralytic symptoms. Antemtat in sweat of affected parts. Has cured umbilical hernia with obstinate constipation after Nux failed. Aggravation, eating, drinking, sleeping, smoking, talking, carriage riding, motion or swing of ship, rising up during pregnancy. Cocculus, Indian cockle, Boericke Materia Medica. Within the sphere of action of Cocculus are many spasmodic and paralytic affections, notably those affecting one half of the body. Affects the cerebrum, will not cure convulsive seizures proceeding from the spinal cord. Painful contracture of limbs and trunk, tetanus. Many of the evil effects of night watching are relieved by it. It shows a special attraction for light-haired females, especially during pregnancy, causing much nausea and backache. Unmarried and childless women, sensitive and romantic girls. All its symptoms are worse riding in a carriage or on shipboard, hence its use in seasickness. Sensation of hollowness or emptiness, as if parts had gone to sleep. Feels too weak to talk loud. Mind capricious, heavy and stupid. Time passes too quickly, absorbed in reveries. Inclination to sing irresistible, slow of comprehension, mind benumbed, profound sadness, cannot bear contradiction, speaks hastily, very anxious about the health of others. Head. Vertigo, nausea, especially when riding or sitting up. Sense of emptiness in head, headache in occiput and neck. Worse, lying on back of head. See headache from carriage riding, cannot lie on back part of head. Pupils contracted, opening and shutting sensation, especially in occiput. Trembling of head, pain in eyes as if torn out of head. Face, paralysis of facial nerve, cramp-like pain in masseter muscle, worse, opening mouth, prosopalgia in afternoon with wide radiations of pain. Stomach, nausea from riding in cars, boat, or looking at boat in motion, worse on becoming cold or taking cold. Nausea with faintness and vomiting, aversion to food, drink, tobacco. Metallic taste, paralysis of muscles preventing deglutition, dryness of esophagus, seasickness, cramp in stomach during and after meal, hiccup and spasmodic yawning, loss of appetite, desire for cold drinks, especially beer. Sensation in stomach as if one had been a long time without food until hunger was gone. Smell of food disgusts. Abdomen distended with wind and feeling as if full of sharp stones when moving. Better lying on one side or the other. I repeat, abdomen distended with wind and feeling as if full of sharp stones when moving. Better by lying on one side or the other. Pain in abdominal ring as if something were forced through. Abdominal muscles weak. It seems as if a hernia would take place. Female, dysmenorrhea with profuse dark menses, too early menses, clotted with spasmodic colic, painful pressing in uterine region followed by hemorrhoids, purulent gushing leukorrhea between menses, very weakening, can scarcely speak, so weak during menstruation, scarcely able to stand. Respiratory, sensation of emptiness and cramp in chest, dyspnea as from constriction of trachea as if irritated by smoke, choking constriction in upper part of esophagus, oppressing breathing and inducing cough. Back, cracking of cervical vertebrae when moving head, paralytic pain in small of the back, pain in shoulder and arms as if bruised, pressure in scapula and neck, stiffness on moving shoulders. Extremities, lameness, worse by bending, trembling and pain in limbs, arms go to sleep, one-sided paralysis, worse after sleep. Hands are alternately hot and cold, numbness and cold sweat now of one, now of the other hand. Numb and unsteady, knees crack on motion, lower limbs very weak, inflammatory swelling of knee, intensely painful, paralytic drawing, limbs straightened out, painful when flexed. Sleep, spasmodic yawning, coma vigil, constant drowsiness, after loss of sleep, night watching, nursing. Fever, chill with flatulent colic, nausea, vertigo, coldness of lower extremities and heat of head, sweat general, nervous form of low fever, chilliness with perspiration and heat of skin. Modalities, worse, eating after loss of sleep, open air, smoking, riding, swimming, touch, noise, jar, afternoon. Menstrual period after emotional disturbance. Relationship, antidotes, coffee, nuts. Compare picrotoxin, alkaloid of Cocculus, epilepsy, attacks in the morning on leaving horizontal position, hernia, locomotor ataxia, night sweats. Compare Symphoricarpus, petroleum, pulsatilla, ignitia. Dose 3rd to 30th potency.